Welcome to the show, everybody. It's very exciting. Welcome, everybody. It's a hockey edition of Around the Bag. I've got some good friends coming in tonight. We're going to have a good talk about everything, all the way from science to NASA, all the way to numbers and hockey. It's going to be fantastic. Let's welcome in Steve Spott. Big welcome for Steve Spott, everybody. The fans go nuts. The fans go wild. Davis Payne. Davis Payne, everybody. Welcome, Davis. Hello, Marco Sturm. Welcome to the show. How are you guys? Welcome. I'm going to go around the board. I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves to the people at home and have a good time. We'll start at Steve. Steve, tell them all about you.
Well, thanks for having us on, Ian. Right now, just about 2 hours north of Toronto, on the lake, and really just hoping to get back to work right now, and assistant coach for the Vegas Golden Knights, and hopefully have an opportunity to get back to work and get into some playoff hockey. So, but more importantly, at this point, thanks for having us on the show.
Well, thanks for coming on and escaping for Davis Payne. Davis Payne, tell them all about you. You seem like a nice young man.
Working with the Ottawa Senators, assistant coach, and right now holding up with family and friends down in South Carolina. We are not sure getting back and playing does us any good. We're waiting for the lottery balls to drop and get ourselves ready for next year.
Nice. Just giving up. I like that. Congratulations. Marco Sturm, introduce yourself and tell them all about you.
Hey guys, I'm Marco Sturm. I'm currently assistant coach with the LA Kings. Born in Germany. You probably can hear my accent. But I'm in Florida right now with my family here, and I had the pleasure to meet you and see you in Hermosa Beach at the comedy club there. So
Hermosa Beach Comedy Magic Club, fantastic! I love it. Well, thanks for being on the show, guys. We're going to start out with questions right now. Remember, you can get points. There'll also be questions from this side over here. This is the comments. They're just a bunch of people that come in and chirp and have a good time. So enjoy them. Tell them to fuck off whenever you feel like it. It's going to be a good night, my friends. It's going to be a good night. Guys, who has the worst jersey in all of professional sports? Who has the worst jersey in all of professional sports? Let's start it out with you, Davis Payne.
Oh man, that's I'm thinking right now I'm going with like one of those Utah Jazz kind of mountain looking jerseys. Like some of them just don't make sense. I'm leaving our sport and going to another. I'm going to go either them or the Denver Nuggets, something in that realm that just doesn't fit my eye.
Awesome. I like that. I'm already being heckled. Ian, your shit's falling down. You're behind you. Pull it together. That is awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I'm just being taken down right away. Davis goes with the Utah Jazz. Fuck the Utah Jazz, he says. Steve, what do you think the worst jersey in all of professional sports is?
That's a tough one, Ian. You know what? I'm going to stay away from hockey. You know what? I'd have to think maybe one of the original Montreal Alouette sweaters may be one that might kind of stand out for me. I grew up an Argos fan, so maybe one of those Montreal Alouette sweaters.
The Montreal Alouettes get taken down. The bird that used to play football. Marco, what is the worst jersey in all professional sports?
You know what? I have to stick with hockey, unfortunately, and with my town I grew up with. But that was right before I turned pro. They had that stupid idea, and it was probably a sponsor idea, but the jersey looked like pajamas.
Oh.
Right, and I never seen anything like it. So I have to go with my hometown team, EVAL Landsuit.
And what was the sponsor? Was it a bed company or something? If you're feeling sleepy, think hockey.
You know what? I think that's my dog, by the way. Yeah.
Hello, doggy.
Sounds
big. Sounds very big.
I think it was some closing stuff and stuff like that. So I can't actually remember that.
I love it. That's great, guys. We're starting out strong and giving you all zero. It's the Cleveland Browns. The answer is the Cleveland Browns. Horrible jersey, even worse helmet. The Cleveland Browns. Let's continue on, my guy. This is fantastic. Guys, this is an interesting one. Are you a person that is early or are you a person that is late? Are you on time or are you late? Let's start out with Steve. Steve looks like he might be early, so let's check with him.
Yeah, you know what? I think anytime. I think I can speak for all three of us as assistant coaches. you better be early. So definitely early and making sure your work is done. So I'm definitely have to go with early.
Early. Marco?
I was late, definitely late, but now coaching changed. So I'm definitely early now.
Well, to be honest with you, I'll wait. Davis, early or late?
I would say anything work related, definitely early. If we are traveling as a family and going to the airport, I want to be on time. We have a discrepancy between my wife and I as to what on time is.
Oh,
I'd like to be there, 40 minutes, not the hour plus. And so I'd go on time, personal, professional, early.
I love it. I love it. I love the show's called Around the Bag, not Air Your Personal Laundry. I love that part. That was my wife. That's a goddamn wife. Goddamn. My wife's with me. Goddamn. I love that. I love it. By the way, the answer, guys, is you're all wrong again. Who cares? We're in a fucking pandemic. We're not going anywhere. That's the answer. That's the answer. But I love the fact that you guys are playing hard and having a good time. The answer coming right out. This is a question that comes in from up here. As a former pro football player, who is tougher, football players or hockey players? I say hockey players, and he's a former pro football player. Would you guys like to answer that, or would you guys like to pass?
Is that a question?
That is a question.
These two guys should take that. They played at high level. Those two guys should take this one.
Oh, those guys love to fight. I think football players take a better punch off the ice. Like they just seem like they're all juiced up and ready to go at any time. And hockey players leave it on the ice. That's what it seems like. Am I wrong?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, we just told you right there, football players. We didn't want to get involved with the football players. Guys, here's the next question. It's getting personal now. Oh, that's going to be exciting. Hey, guys, here's the question. How many siblings do you have? How many siblings do you have? Let's start off with Marco. Marco!
I have one. I have one sister. She's 3 years older than me.
Nice. 3 years older than one sister. Davis?
2 siblings. I've got an older brother in San Jose, and I've got a younger sister living in Toronto.
Nice.
We got the country covered.
I love it. And you're a middle child, so you should probably be difficult in this because there's 2 other people and you won't like that. That's awesome. Steve?
I've got 3 older sisters.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's another show for another day.
I know. If anybody's ever worn clogs and a tube top, it's Steve.
Yeah. So all in the Toronto area, but I'm the youngest of 4, and growing up with 3 sisters, it definitely had its challenges. Great times, but obviously had some challenges too.
Obviously some challenges. By the way, guys, I'm checking my information, and you're all correct. Everybody's getting 1,500. You're all right on that. 1,500 for Steve, 1,500 for Davis, 1,500 for Marco. I love that. Oh, that is.
What are the standings right now? Who's in the lead?
It's tied. It's just like baseball.
Where's your board behind you?
I know I should have a board behind me telling everybody. I haven't been able to come up with the budget yet, but once we get there, it's going to be fantastic. Ooh, we've asked a couple of these questions. Got to get rid of those. Oh, here's a nice one. Other than me, who is your favorite comedian? Other than me, who is your favorite comedian? Let's start out with you, Davis. You like to laugh.
Yeah, I have taken a following to a lot of the guys online and guys on Netflix and all those shows. Nate Bargatze is one of the guys that I find that has good content, tells a great joke, and it's fairly G-rated, and so you can sit down and watch that in a family environment. So there's times where I love going over the line and like at your shows, but he seems to be one that fits for right now.
Yeah, yes, I didn't enjoy making my grandma laugh, so I'm filthy. I am absolutely filthy. My God, Steve, who's your favorite comedian?
Well, I watched the Chappelle special. I've been to a lot of your shows, Ian, and you've made me feel uncomfortable a number of times. But watching Chappelle, he actually made me really uncomfortable at times. So I thought his special was outstanding. But even Nikki Glaser, listening to her,
yes.
I think she's great too. So yeah.
She'll make you uncomfortable if you're watching with your wife. Anyways,
spotter with a different angle there.
I didn't see that coming. Marco, who's your favorite comedian other than me?
Yeah, I was never really a comedian lover, I gotta say, my wife made me to go to your show, by the way. I watched Jay Leno. He was okay. But a while ago, I saw Adam Sandler on TV, so he was pretty funny. I like
Adam Sandler
too, so I gotta go with the big guy. Is he a comedian? I think so, right?
Yes, Adam's. That's awesome. I love it. I love Marco let out his secret. I don't find anybody funny. I'm so shocked that the German guy doesn't find anybody funny.
Because us German, we don't understand half of it. So maybe.
Trust me, we know. We've seen a couple movies. We know. Anyways, let's continue on. Let's give some points away. Steve, you're going to get 350 points for going to Chappelle. Davis Payne, we're going to give 1,000 points for Nate Bravoxy. I have a feeling you're staying at his home right now. That's going to give you 1,000 points. And I'll give 275,000 points to Marco for being honest and not finding anybody funny. That is awesome. Oh my goodness, guys. We got to get involved here. We got to tell you, we got some sponsors on this show. We got some sponsors. Tonight's show, Apples. It's what tricked Adam. Apples. Enjoy it. You're going to hell. Let's continue on, my friends. Let's have a good time. My goodness. How do you deal with the stress? How do you deal with the stress, guys? Let me know. A lot of people don't deal with their stress well. I deal with it fairly well, but I've noticed a couple neighbors around here not dealing well with their stress. We have a berm in front of our house that they put up to make sure that we don't get washed away by the waves. And one of the neighbors snapped the other day and was pushing it down. He didn't want it there because he couldn't see the water. He is not dealing with his stress well. How do you deal with your stress? Let's go with Steve. You seem like you deal with your stress well. How do you do it?
Well, we've got, I've had some neighbors walk by the cottage and take a look at my recycling box, Ian. We have our pickup on Tuesdays, and I had some people staring at my box here today. And so I think they could see how my wife and I are dealing with our stress levels when they just look in our recycling box, because there's a lot of glass in there right now.
Is there a couple of bottles of the vino that have been drinking it? I love it. Marco, how do you deal with your stress?
Yeah, I'm pretty similar with Steve there. I'm new in coaching too, so I'm learning as well, right? Hanging out with veterans. Definitely it's I drink a little bit more than usually. Other than that, I probably eat more too.
I love it. He's eating and he's drinking. He's actually living life now. I love that. Davis, how do you deal with your stress?
I'm right there with you, boys.
He drinks. Lots and lots of alcohol. There you go. Right there. Everybody gets, let's give everybody 40% of the points. 40%, because everybody knows a good 40% proof. That'll get you hammered. Nate Long says, psych hospital for me. That's interesting. That's a good. And then Jeff Clark says, coaches have no sense of humor. That's somebody that was cut by the team early, right there. You can tell right there. So 40 points for Marco, 40 points for Davis, 40 points for Steve. We're keeping it all even. This game's getting exciting. It's staying close. Everybody's pretty happy about it. Hey, guys, here's a good question. You're all from different parts of the world. Let's put it in there. What is the best city to spend a long weekend in? What is the best city to spend a long weekend in? Let's start out with you, Marco.
That's a tough one because I'm from Europe, so there's a lot of good places.
Oh yes, and German, so you know how to go through them all very quickly.
No, I gotta say, I love Italy. I love the food, love the wine, love the people. So for me, Florence was one of the nicest cities I've been.
I love it, Steve. What's your best city to spend a long weekend in?
Well, if you ever told me I'd be working in Las Vegas, I would have called you crazy. But now that I'm living and working in Las Vegas, having gone there as an opposing coach and, obviously seeing the nightlife and getting to know the town a little bit as an opposing coach. But once you live there, it's different. So, we're about a half hour off the strip and beautiful living in Summerlin. But anytime you want to have some action or some entertainment, to be able to go down a half hour and get world class entertainment and dining. I'll put Vegas at the number one on my list right now.
Vegas, I like it. Vegas and Florence so far. Nate Long says Sydney, Australia. That's a tough long weekend right there. If you could just jump into there, boy, that's pretty exciting. Davis, what's your favorite long weekend city?
Well, I gotta qualify the question. Who am I going there with?
Oh, well, I know if you're going with your wife, you're leaving 40 minutes early.
Huh?
I know if you're going with your
The wife's going?
Not my wife. Oh, somebody's been drinking too much. He's just yelling, my wife, your wife? Whose wife am I going with?
No, if I could say, a city like Vancouver, being from the West Coast, long weekend there, I think it's got lots to see. I think if I'm going with buddies, I'm heading to someplace that's got woods and rivers, and someplace in Montana is probably the medicine that works.
I love it. Great answers by everybody. The woods, Las Vegas, and Florence. I'm going to give some points away, but I don't think that you guys are right. The correct answer is Terrace, British Columbia. Terrace, British Columbia is the correct answer. That is the correct answer right there. So 0 points for you guys. A lot of people yelling out, whose wife? This guy just keeps yelling out, whose wife? I love that. Chris Carson just getting excited. Whose wife? Whose wife is going? Guys, that brings it up. Who was your first ever crush? Who was your first ever crush? Let's start out with you, Davis. You'd had a couple drinks. I'm pretty sure you're going to describe it.
Is this the one where you say I refuse to answer that question, Ian?
You can do it. You pulled your lifeline, Davis.
If not, it might have been one of those gals up in Terrace, BC, when we went up there to play a provincial tournament.
I'll let one of the Smith girls know that you're around. That's awesome. Marco, who was your first ever crush?
For me, it was easy. Growing up with sports, whatever. Steffi Graf, remember her? A big
yes.
Star, I would say, in all over the world. Tall, blonde, skinny. Yeah, she was definitely up on my list.
Marco just describes her right now. There's going to be trouble in that house afterward. Steve, who was your first ever crush?
For me, it's easy, boys. It was Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
That would have been my first crush for sure. Watching Gilligan's Island every time I got home from school. So it would have been Ginger for sure.
I love the two Canadian boys. Love a girl Steve loves a girl that's stuck on an island. Davis loves a girl that's stuck in a logging village, and Marco's like, I like a girl that makes money and knows how to handle a racket. That is fantastic. Let's give some points away. I'm going to give 15 love to Marco. That's 1,500 points to Marco. Steve Spott will get 2,200 points for that. Davis gets nothing because he said, I don't want to say. I don't want to get in trouble. We're continuing on, but we got to bring up one of our sponsors right now. One of our sponsors. Tonight we're sponsored by Hockey Pucks. Hockey Pucks. Hockey is played with hockey pucks, and without a hockey puck, it's just skating. Hockey pucks, they're needed. Let's continue on, guys. What topping should never be on a pizza? What topping should never be on a pizza? Let's start out with Marco. You just started eating, so let's start bringing it up with you.
Yeah. And it's easy to olives.
Olives.
I'm not a piggy eater or whatever, but olives I just can't stand.
I like it. Olives taken down on the show. We'll probably get a letter from them later on. Steve, what topping should never be on pizza?
Yeah, no fish. No, nothing like fish related should be on a pizza in my mind. I know that might go against some people. I'm with Marco though, the olives. So I agree with you there, Marco. But no anchovies, no sardines.
Yeah,
no fish related items for me on my pizza.
Oh, Paul Lamb said olive sucks. Hooper gets it on in there. He says balls. I don't want balls on my pizza. That's Davis?
Green pepper. No place for it.
Pepper. Ooh.
No place for it.
Is there
taste, gas, all that kind of no place for it. I love the olives. I'm going against Marco on the olives. We'll go head to head on the olives.
I love it. He comes back, and by the way, I missed this one earlier. Cindy Crawford in the Pepsi commercial. That was a good. That was a good one. That could have been a good first crush there. Yeah, that was good. All right, so you guys are going against each other. Olives. Peppers. He wants olives. He wants peppers. Steve does not want any fish products on his pizza. Apparently, he spent a year in Japan, and they tricked him with all their fish products, and he is not going to deal with that well. I'm going to give some points away. I'm going to give tuna cans $1.79, so I'm going to give Steve $1.79. Peppers are 99 cents at the store, so you get 99 cents there, Davis. Marco, I don't know how much olives are, so let's just give you 1,000 points to fuck the other guys over. That's awesome. I love it. Oh, the scoring in this game is tough, and a lot of people are confused by it, but I think it works out just fine. Anyways, Oh, here's one. This is food related as well. We'll go with this. How do you like your eggs? How do you like your eggs? Let's start with Steven. How do you like your eggs?
Over easy. We got to put in the mailroom. Over easy and pretty simple for me. So that's a lot of the guys do the omelet station, but I just get 2 over easy.
2 over easy. Davis?
I'll go the scramble route in the morning and on a hamburger in the evening.
Holy shit, you changed her up there. Went one on a hamburger. We've not had that answer before. Let me check with the judges and see if we can even have this. All right, it's available. Marco, how do you like your eggs?
I love eggs, so I don't even care actually. But I do sunny side up. I do like that. Just dip it in with bread as well.
Oh, very nice. Good answer. Polly was on her show the other day, and she videoed in and actually ate an egg raw for us. That was interesting. That was crazy. And then she showed us her sex swing. That was weird. Anyways, those are all great questions. I'm going to give 12. That's a dozen for Steve because he likes them over easy. Davis likes them scrambled, and then he likes them on top of a hamburger. So that's 24 points because that's a lot of eggs. Marco just loves his eggs. I'll give him 2. 2 for Marco. That's right. Got a lot of points on the last question, so I have to take you back down to earth. I don't want you getting a big head all over there, getting all crazy. Here's one. This is interesting, this one. What's your favorite app on your phone? What is your favorite app on your phone? What should we start out with? Somebody just had a coffee. Was that you, Marco? Do you have
Me?
Marco, you tell us. What's your favorite app on your phone?
Oh, which app? Right now, TikTok.
Something just happened there. We all disappeared and came back. I don't know if it's ever.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Is that you, Ian?
I got you, Sturmy.
Yeah. Okay.
Davis looks frozen. Up. Steve looks. Marco looks frozen. What I'll do is I'll put them back. We're
all still in motion.
Yeah,
we're all hung up.
It's the big guy. It's the big guy, right?
The host. Now we got to come up with a question.
Oh, he's gone. How's everyone doing these days?
We're hanging in there, Sturmy.
Yeah.
Boys think we're playing?
Yeah. I don't know about us or
Us.
you. But I don't know.
Spotter, give us something to watch, would you?
I think we're still live on here now, eh, boys?
Boy, if we gotta run this show, we're in trouble. Huh?
1, 2, 3. Are we back?
There he is.
Oh,
I'm just giggling.
There are they.
there we
There you
go.
go.
Hey,
I'm back. I forgot to pay my internet bill, guys. I apologize. I had to go outside and pay my internet bill and then come back on. Oh, I'm being held hostage. It's tough times. It's anarchy in these fucking places right now.
I like it. I got a new spot.
Yeah, you've been moved around. That's awesome. That's my God. You guys are all over the place. By the way, I did hear your answer, Marco. And I can't even remember the question. I'm so frustrated. But I heard your answer. Oh, the app. And you said TikTok. You like to
right
see
now. That's right now. That's quarantine. Yeah.
Yeah, you said you like to see
my daughter and my dog, so we're really happy on that right now. But usually it's probably Score Mobile during the season.
Oh, yes. But right now it's TikTok. Steve, what's your favorite app?
well, first of all, Davis, you're going to share that Woodford Reserve with everybody. I just got
Did you see that come in?
I got that bottle. He's got
Side of the screen. My buddy just dropped me off a little delivery.
that.
So
Oh, nice.
good stuff there, Ian.
I love it. I love it that he's just taking booze away from you guys and not letting everybody have it.
I
Steve,
love it.
what was your favorite app?
You know what? One thing about this quarantine, we're around all our kids right now, so I'm learning a little bit more about these types of things. And Instagram, for sure, following Instagram, but I'm a Spotify guy. I like to listen to music, so I'd say I'm on Spotify quite a bit.
Ah, Spotify. Interesting. TikTok, Spotify. Davis?
I'm a Twitter geek.
You're a Twitter geek?
Yeah, can't get away from the news feed. And
Are you a troll? Or are you?
No, I don't get into that. I just get into the constant bickering back and forth of the political stuff, and I just find it completely entertaining.
It's quite. I just like to go on there and tell people to fuck off. That's what I like. I enjoy the TikTok. I enjoy the Instagram is one of my favorite. I enjoy the Twitter for just seeing people get angry at each other. But the answer is Waze. Waze. That is the answer. Waze, and you can tell we are actually sponsored by Waze, and that's why we just fell apart. All of a sudden, we're doing our thing. By the way, guys. Speaking of Waze, I drive a lot, and I've been driving. The other day I went driving, and I have to let people know things haven't changed. So we're sponsored by stop signs. Stop signs still mean the same thing. Just because there's a pandemic doesn't mean you don't have to stop. All right, everybody calm down. Stop signs. Please use them. Big sponsor of Around the Bag. Let's continue on with a couple more questions. I'll probably freeze up a couple more times, and then it's going to be exciting. We'll get Davis back to drinking. Marco can go to bed, and Stephen can finish his recycling. I love that. That's a good alcoholic when he actually does his recycling right there. Hey guys, I was driving the car the other day, and I realized the price of gas is falling quite rapidly. But I want to know who uses the middle grade. Like, what's that middle grade for? You know what I'm talking about? There's the low grade, there's the high grade, and then there's the middle class grade. I don't know what that is. Does anybody know why? All right, Steve?
I use the blue one. You know what? I use the blue up here. And I tell the kids, I have no idea what we're doing. We just use the blue gas tank. We use that one. So I'm not cheap, and I'm not putting the most expensive one in. So we go with the blue one. Whatever that is, Ian, I have no clue. But that's
I like it. We're just middle. We're middle. We're just middle people. Marco?
I let my wife do it, so I don't even know.
How gentlemanly is that? I'm going to pull up to the gas station. You're going to get out and give us some gas. I love that. That is the most German answer I've ever heard in my life. Look, we're pulling the Volkswagen up, and we're going to get some gasoline in it. Davis?
Cheap as you can get it. I mean, that's not hard nowadays. But I couldn't tell you what that middle button's for.
Nobody knows. I'm going to give everybody 87. 87. That is the lowest grade. 87 points for Davis. 87 points for Marco. 87 Steve. I love it. We're continuing on. This continues on with the driving thing. When was your last speeding ticket? When was your last speeding ticket? Let's start out with Marco.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think it was back home. I usually go home during the season, in the summer to see my family. Germany, fast cars, you always want to go fast. So I think, but it was 4 or 5 years ago, or even longer than that. So I've been pretty good. Well, it was definitely back home.
Back home, and
I never got one here. I never got one in the States. So
good for you. I like it, Davis.
Well, this has been. It's got to be 20 years. I was coming back from a game in Boston. Got pulled over by a cop. And finally told him what I was coming back from. I was playing in Boston. He finally said, "Okay, you're a player for the Bruins. You should have told me earlier," so on and so forth. I'll take care of it. I went to renew my license. 6 months later, he didn't take care of it for me. It was a $40 ticket that cost me $250, $260. This is back in 96, 97. I got dinged.
You got dinged back in 96, 97. Fucked over by the cops. My God. Steve?
Take care of it. Didn't work.
I'm going back to when I was coaching junior. Actually, Pete DeBoer and I were coming home from Toronto, and I got 133 kilometer an hour ticket in 100. And I actually went and fought it 3 different times and had a judge say, "Mr. Spott, what's it going to take for you just to go away?" I'll never forget that.
You fought it 3 times?
Fought it 3 times. I went back 3 times. And
my God. Are you sure you use mid-range gas? Because you sound like you're cheap.
Yeah, you know what? And I can tell you, I I got a ticket, but no points. So for me, that was a win. But I think I missed a couple practices in there too. Pete said I spent more money on gas getting to Mississauga than I did with the ticket. But
I love it. I love it. It was the principle. I love it. It was the principle. I was doing 133. Were you saying you weren't doing 133?
I don't know. I went back 3 times and I thought I did well. So, anyways, I'll take it.
I love Davis getting chirped right here. Davis still paying 1997 ticket and just gets taken down right there. I like the way you just looked into the camera without your glasses on. That's awesome. Somebody's had a couple of Woodward reserves. Fucking.
Now I want to know who these trolls are now.
He's coming for you be careful, he's coming for you, Jeff. He's going to be on Twitter looking for you. I'm going to give Steve 133. I'm going to give Marco 175. And Davis, you still owe 77 cents on your ticket. So we're going to give you 77. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my God. Somebody did this. Safe travels. Safe travels. That just out of the blue, just safe travels. Be careful, everybody. Oh my God. This is an interesting hockey question. Have you ever stepped on the logo? Just to let everybody know it's out there. All the dressing rooms have a logo in the middle. And it's a wicked bad thing to do, to step on the logo, but it's on the floor, so it happens every so often. Have you ever stepped on the logo? Let's start out with Marco.
No.
Ooh.
I gotta say no. They I remember when I came to the States to San Jose, and we had the big Sharks logo right in the middle of the locker room, still in the same spot. But that's the one thing they told me right away. Right? I don't know who it was, but it's still in my head. And since that day, I never stepped on one logo. It doesn't matter which rink, which team I played with.
That was the first thing they told you. Welcome to America. Don't step on that logo over there. Oh my God, my dog. Hey, we're having a lot of problems up here. Okay, shut it up. We're trying to do some things here. He didn't step on the logo. Everything's fine. All right, Steve, have you ever stepped on the logo?
No, I'm a Sturmy on this one. You know what? You learn quickly. That locker room in San Jose and then in Toronto too. You walk around it, you tiptoe around it, and you make sure you're respectful of it. So I'm with Marco. You learn quickly and you follow those rules.
I love it. Nate's been listening to this whole show for about 25, 30 minutes now and just figured out, hey, are you guys comedians or hockey players? What the fuck's going on here? You guys are rocking this show. They're finding you funny. Davis, have you ever stepped on the logo?
No, never. Not in any locker room. And I can even remember being a head coach and in a full tirade about something that hasn't gone well. You're screaming and you're still conscious of what your feet are doing in the middle of all that. Crazy. You don't do it.
I love it. Oh, you're telling that story. Your daughter came on and heckled you. Dad, Mom, we're late to the airport.
Oh, look at this.
That is awesome. Just taking support. Just everybody heckling everybody. I love it. Everybody going out. As long as nobody steps on the logo, who gives a shit? Nobody stepped on the logo. 1 billion points to share amongst you. I don't care how you do it. Figure it out. I'm going to need to know at the end. 1 billion points. Guys, I got a couple more questions, and then we're going to go into the picket round. That'll be very exciting. Then we'll wrap it up. We'll let you guys get going through your night. Before we go any further, though, I got to let you know we do actually have a real sponsor. Our real sponsor is Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. If you like sauce and you want to sweat, Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. It's Mets hot sauce. Eat bag around the bag. By the way, if you're in Florida, you can get that sauce. It is fantastic. I also want to mention a comedy club. I mention a comedy club every time we do this show. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Las Vegas. It's closed right now, but it's going to be open after this. And guess who's going to be there? Ian Bagg. I'm there twice a month. As soon as there's not a pandemic, I will be there twice a month. I'll be like a virus. I'll be all over that club. So make sure you come out and see me, guys. Let's continue on. If you could do one thing over again, what would you do different? If you could do one thing over again, what would you do different? Who should I ask? I want to ask Davis, but his whole family's watching, and he doesn't want to say not have children. Sure, let's start out with Davis. What the hell? Let's start out with Davis.
One thing to do over with, I would have stayed and played a year of junior hockey. As a young player, I went straight to college. I would have played a year of junior hockey to try to get a little bigger, a little stronger, and advance my way into the draft as a young player.
I love it. Davis Payne saying, "Screw knowledge." Steve, up to you.
You know, when I was in college, I went across the pond and I played a year of hockey in Holland and saw the world. It was awesome. And, you know, I think when you start playing hockey in Holland, you kind of realize you're probably not going to play in the National Hockey League. And so, but you know what? I came back and got into teaching and coaching. But if I could do it all over again, I would have stayed in Holland for another year because it was an awful lot of fun being over there.
You would have realized you weren't making it a little earlier, is what you're saying. That's
exactly
fantastic. Right. Little lesson to the kids out there: if you're playing hockey and end up in Holland, you're done. Marco?
Yeah, I got to stay with hockey as well, right? But you know, playing at the Olympics for the gold medal game, and it's not even, I don't know, you know, things can happen, but I wish I could have done something different, right, to win it on the end. I know that the Russians tied it up and won it, but there's always doubt, like, what should I have done differently, right?
Right.
And for sure, maybe I should have got up earlier that morning or took another piss, whatever it is, right? Or a drink.
I love it. It's supposed to be a fun game, and somehow I've sent Marco into a spiral. I should have pissed more at the Olympics.
But that could be one game, yeah. Do something different. But.
I love it. That's fantastic answers. I'm going to give everybody, I will give Davis 2,200 points for not wanting knowledge. I'm going to give Steve 6,900 points for smoking pot in Holland. And I'm going to give Marco, I'll give you 4,700 points for not peeing and just testing out your prostate at the Olympics. That is awesome. Guys, I got one more question, but before I go along, one of my questions I was going to ask was, which one of your kids do you think would throw you under the bus? And it's funny, one of yours, Davis, came right onto the show before I even asked the question. I just threw you under the bus. That was awesome.
Question answered.
The question answered. I'll give you an extra 16 points for your daughter not letting you down and throwing you under the bus in the middle of the show. That is fantastic. Oh, what will be the answer? Oh, as soon as this is over, what will be the first thing you'll do? As soon as this is over, what will be the first thing you go out to do? Let's start with Mr. Holland, Steve Spott.
Well, I have a bottle of Woodford over at the bar, so I'm probably going to go over there because Davis has me thinking now, and order myself a little bit of Woodford. He's
gonna have a drink as soon as the show's over. You're gonna make okay. As soon as the show's over, we'll change it. I was thinking the pandemic, but okay. As soon as the show's over.
As soon as the pandemic? That's a different question.
That is a different question.
Hopefully be back at work. That would be great.
The first thing you want to do is go back to work. All right then, Davis?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as the show's over, we're going to go have a discussion about time to the airport and trolling on Facebook Live and all this stuff. But as soon as the pandemic's over, sorry to say, Marco, you and I we're going to be watching NHL playoff hockey.
Oh my God. Are you saying you're not going to make it into the playoffs?
We are mathematically eliminated.
Oh, Ottawa, enjoying the break before the inevitable comes.
But we're very close. We're very close, LA and Ottawa. So
you guys are just going to get together for a drink and watch the games be played without you. That is awesome.
So if we come back and play, I'm cheering for Marco. They got ahead of us. In full support of him staying ahead of us.
I love this.
That means we got more balls.
I love Jeff Clark. Steve, you need to get to work. That was awesome. Just yells at him out of the blue. You got to get to work. Marco, once it's done, what do you think you'll be doing?
I want to watch some hockey. That's for sure. Right? We all of it. So I want to watch it. I want to go home to see my family to Germany, and then I want to go back to work and get going again.
I love it. What a good kid. Wants to go see his family. What a great family guy. That is awesome. That is a good answer right there. Screw it. I'm going to give you $1 billion for your answer, Marco. Steve, I'm going to give you 42 points for yours because you didn't even get to the end of the pandemic. You're just like, I'm going to have a fucking drink as soon as this is done. And then Davis said, "Fuck, I just got to get to those lottery balls. If I can get those lottery balls, because if I can get there in time, because my family is probably going to be late getting to the airport, that'll be fantastic. So I'll give you. You got 3 kids. Did you just have 3 kids? 3 points for Davis. 2 kids. I gave you an extra point, anyways. Three, just in case this pandemic turns into something exciting for you and your wife. Anyways, let's move on. That was the final question. Let's move on to Pickett. And Pickett, so we got a little bit of a banner. We got a little bit of a banner for Pickett. Goes like this: Pickett. Pickett. Fantastic. Oh my God. In Pickett, I just ask, you get to choose between 2. I start with Davis, I'll go to Marco, then I'll go to Steve, and then I'll go back to Davis and around the horn again. Just got to put this under here. Oh, and that's too late for that. Anyways, guys, starting it up right now. Ready, Davis?
Okay.
Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Nice. Marco, Playboy or Penthouse?
Oh, Penthouse.
Steve, rice or pasta?
Rice.
Davis, Superman or Batman?
Superman.
Marco, 20 or 30?
20.
Nice. Steve, glasses or contacts?
Glasses.
Davis, couch or chair?
Couch.
Couch. Marco, mom or dad?
Dad.
Steve, east or west?
West.
Davis, tequila or vodka?
Tequila.
Tequila. Marco, Coke or Sprite?
Coke.
Steve, football or soccer?
Oh boy, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Sturm on this. I'm going soccer.
Soccer. Davis, Payne, camping or hotel?
Ooh. Let's go camping.
Camping. Marco, wakeboard or water ski?
Definitely water ski.
And last, Steve Spott, snowboard or ski?
Skiing.
I love it. Great points for everybody. Let's me figure this all out, guys. Let me do some advertising here. And we're going times 4, 64, 32. Here's something somebody won't be hearing this year. Davis Payne, you're a winner. You're the champion. Your team has no chance in winning the Stanley Cup, so we'll give you away around the bag. That's fantastic for you. My God. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Thanks to everybody for watching. Make sure you like and share. It's on YouTube if you want to share it there. We do this every night at 6 p.m. Western time, and I thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to the guys. Let's have everybody. Davis, tell them all about your team, the Ottawa Senators, and what you do for them.
Assistant coach, run the offensive side of things, power play. We've hit the bottom of the rebuild stage. We've got a lot of good young players. We're going to be drafting high and well this year, and so lots of things are on the uptick, and we're excited about that. We'll be out this year, but we could be making noise soon.
I love it. Marco, tell them all about the Los Angeles Kings and what you do for them.
The Kings, pretty much same thing as Davis. I mean, assistant coach, charge of forwards and power play. We're just like Ottawa. We're in a little bit of rebuild phase right now. I think we have some really good, exciting young players coming up, and we're looking forward for next season.
Awesome. And make sure you pee an extra time. That's what you thought you didn't do at the Olympics. Steve, tell them what you do for the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Like Davis, like Marco, I'm an assistant coach as well, and I work at the forward end of the bench. And you know what? It's I'm a little bit different than Davis and Marco. I was let go this year in San Jose and was very fortunate to catch on with Vegas and Pete DeBoer. So a second chance and had an opportunity now to work with a lot of great people in Vegas, and
what a year!
Have an opportunity to play playoff hockey this year.
What a year for you! Fired, hired, pandemic. That is a big year. Congratulations on that. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for proving that hockey is the best sport in the world. Take care of each other, and I appreciate you coming on. Take care, everybody. Good night. There we go.